If you're just joining us, ECU is on lockdown. There was a gunman spotted near campus at 5th Street and Reed Circle. News Channel 12's Adam Yosem is live on the phone with us. And basically, our latest update is that police have guns with them and they're going into the buildings and searching right now. Can you elaborate for us once more?
Yes, still don't know if they are ECU police officers or GPD. We know both are coordinating in these efforts to spot this gunman, but I have seen a few police officers with what looks to be rifles going from building to building. We spoke to ECU Police Chief Scott Shelton about 15 minutes ago. He was very brief. He had to go other places, but he did tell us that officers from both departments are doing a sweep of campus building by building to make sure everything is safe. Right now I see an officer about 30 feet in front of me with what looks to be an assault rifle. They are just going from building to building to make sure everything is safe and find out what is going on.
A very active search this afternoon, Adam. Some other things we do want to point out while we're on the phone and while we're talking to our viewers. This alert was issued at 10:11 this morning. Another thing, we have News Channel 12 interns who are actually in classrooms. They have texted us. What we do want to say is those interns and those students are being told to stay in the classroom. Actually, a student joins us live right now on the phone. Megan Leaney, who's actually the daughter of one of our sales reps, Dixie. Megan, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, and where are you right now?
I'm in the Bait building on campus, and we were in the middle of a PowerPoint presentation, and alert popped up on the computer that said the campus was on lockdown because there was an armed person on 5th Street.
Okay. Is there anything you can tell us about the activity happening in your classroom? Are police in your building right now?
The police are at the doors of all of the building. People tried to leave, but they were running down the hallways, saying get back into the classroom.
We also are going to be joined right now by one of our photographers here. Siraj, are you on the phone?
Yes, I am, Anna.
You have some new information right now on the ECU lockdown. Go ahead.
I just got done talking to Sergeant Williams from the Greenville Police Department. He says they have confirmed through their traffic cams that they have a picture of a guy with a backpack and what appears to be a long weapon. Now, they're not sure if that's an assault rifle or a shotgun. One of the callers who called in this morning described the weapon as an assault rifle, but according to Sergeant Williams from the Greenville Police Department, they're just describing it as a long weapon.
A long weapon. Okay, can you tell us where that traffic cam is that they took the footage from?
That I don't know.
Okay. Well, we want you to stay on the phone. We're just getting some new information as you look at the new video that just came into our newsroom. A very active scene. You can see police here with assault rifles. You can see them putting on, suiting up their bulletproof vests, their protective gear. Siraj, one of our photographers here at News Channel 12, joins us live on the phone. Just gave us some new information that through a traffic cam in the area, we're working to confirm exactly. Say that again. Go ahead.
And I just checked with Sergeant Williams, and the traffic cam was on 5th and Reed, right outside of Subdogs, that they saw the man in a backpack and what appeared to be a long weapon walking around. Now, the caller who called the police department this morning at about 10:15 described the weapon as an assault rifle, but that's not confirmed by the Greenville Police Department.
Adam, are you there?
And I just was told by an ECU police officer for my safety I should move. He said media are gathering at the backside of Mendenhall, and right now another alert system is going out on the ECU campus. That's the ominous speaker saying the campus is on lockdown. A gunman has been spotted. A lot of students, when I've been here in the past 20 minutes, have been walking up to me saying, what's going on? Is this for real? They did send out an ECU alert, but surely, not everyone has smartphones or has access to a computer. Some people are probably still waking up, going to the first class, seeing all this confusion. The officers with the guns, the flashing lights. But once again, we are moving. We have been told for our own safety, going elsewhere on campus as they continue to search for this gunman that an alert went out this morning.
It's calmed down a little bit. About 15 minutes ago, it was very tense. Everybody was kind of running and ducking behind cars as the cops came from every direction with their sirens on. The alarms at the ECU campus were going off, alerting everybody that their campus is on lockdown and telling everybody to find a safe location.
So tense. I cannot even imagine what you guys are going through. My one question is, had you heard from students? What are they feeling like? And I'm sure you're feeling it right with them, being a part of it right now.
It seems everybody's kind of in shock this isn't really happening, or is it really happening? everybody's just kind of taken aback and, unexpected for this Wednesday morning.
We are live right now with video. Can we go to the video that just came into our newsroom to give you an idea of what the police presence is down there? We're being told that different police officers, troopers, etc. have assault rifles, have different types of weapons. They are heavily armed. They aren't taking this lightly. We have seen different photos this morning of the scene. You're looking at Greenville police cars, all kinds of law enforcement scattered throughout town. We also had a report at one point that the bus service were working to confirm this rumor that there was a hostage situation with the individual with a gun on a public city bus. We're working to get some more information on that for you, but I'll tell you the facts that we do know that we do have confirmed. Police, through traffic cameras at 5th Street and Reed Circle in downtown Greenville, spotted what appears to be a man with a long weapon wearing a backpack. That's who these officials are on the hunt for right now. Take a look at this. This is how serious this is. These two pedestrians on their knees with their hands behind their back, and you see off in the distance the police, telling them to get down. That's what it appears to be if you're looking at this photo with me. A very serious situation. You see these officers here armed, crouching behind their cars near the bus system. All bus systems have been suspended as of this afternoon. The video, the photos are telling us the story as all of this information is literally developing as I'm talking to you. Okay, we're getting all kinds of reports from our different reporters we have there on the scene, which, by the way, several of them have mentioned the tense atmosphere, as you can imagine, the fright that is stirring throughout campus. News Channel 12's Brian North actually joins us right now into the chaos here. What appears to be a very serious situation. Have you had a chance to take a look at some of the video yet?
Just a little bit from when I got up and then turned on News Channel 12 to watch some of it. Of course, my first thought goes to 2007 in Virginia Tech and what happened there, and really all the things that have gone into place to try and handle something like this that happens again. And of course, ECU put its own alert system all over campus, which seems to be working and effective. All the lights and horns going off, getting students to safe places, obviously erring on the side of caution until they actually figure out what is going on here. We have not heard any reports of any shooting. We have not heard any reports of any injuries at this point. We are hearing that this is just a situation where they're looking for one individual who they believe could be dangerous.
All right, we're on the phone with Sergeant Williams from the Greenville Police Department. Good afternoon, Sergeant.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. Can we get the latest information coming into your department?
Well, at this point, I'll tell you what we've received so far. As you know, we have a male who was spotted walking east on 5th Street, which is adjacent to ECU campus, walking with a backpack on and carrying what was believed to be a weapon, a long weapon. Two independent calls described it as an assault rifle. We have also viewed it on our traffic cam, and it does appear to be some sort of weapon. At this point, at that point, what we did is we went into a lockdown with ECU. We notified them. They locked down their campus and started their emergency procedures, and we began immediately to search the area on campus and adjacent to campus, trying to locate this individual.
I know the ECU campus is on lockdown right now, but, quick question. What's happening in the community surrounding ECU?
Well, naturally there's concern from citizens, but there's also been a lot of fictitious reports from Facebook and other social media that has said that there's been buses that were taken hostage and buildings that were taken hostage. That is totally fictitious information. All city grade buses have been secured. All ECU transit buses have been secured, and there is no building on campus or around campus that has been taken hostage by anyone. That is all fictitious reports.
We're being told by some of the officers that we have to move to a different area at this point, too. Again, a lot of action going on, officers with guns, just kind of trying to take control of it. And it is a controlled scene for the most part, getting the students on the buses and getting them away from the, again, Rivers building that is on campus.
Now, real quick, a producer just sent us a message here. This is the latest update. There was a rumor that there was a hostage situation, that hostages had been taken on campus. That is false. There are no injuries to report at this time. There were no hostages. There has been no technical shooting. There has been a spotted gunman in the downtown area. Police continue to investigate the report of the armed suspect spotted near the corner of 5th and Reed Streets. That was around 10 o'clock today. We actually just spoke with Carlton Williams, sergeant at the Greenville Police Department, who actually gave a direct message to students saying, please stay where you are, stay put. This is for their safety. We talked to him.
Yeah, he said, and he was the one who quelled any rumors of any hostage situation. You know, social media has really changed a lot of the way we do things now, but it also can be a rampant spreader of rumors. Once a rumor starts, it can get out there very quickly. He has tried to quell some of those rumors of any hostage situation, of any actual shootings that have taken place. He says they have no facts that any of that has taken place and not found any of that. So it's just, again, looking for one person. The alert system went into place, and so far it seems effective, that it's got everybody to a safe place at this point, which is the point of this alert system they recently put in on the ECU campus. So, Jasmine, we do know all students and staff not allowed on campus. There's a question whether they can go into their dorms, whether they can go into their buildings at this point. That answer is a definitive no. No one allowed on campus at this point. They're trying to still get everybody off campus, but no one allowed on campus until they can canvass the whole place. They'll probably have to go through classroom to classroom, building to building, and go really through the whole thing several times until they'll allow anybody back on campus. So there's going to be a lot of standing and waiting until they either find this person or until they give the all clear on campus. And I'm sure people just sitting around waiting, trying to get those answers. And with maybe in this day of social media, iPhones, maybe they can find out that way. But I'm sure a lot of confused people out there right now. We're getting new information, new facts all day. Katie Jeffries, who reported in Greenville for a couple of years. She joins us with some of the latest information. Katie?
That's right. We have a number here for our parent call center. If you have a student that goes to ECU and you want to know what's going on, this is the number that you should call. It is 252-737-5100, and that number is on the bottom of your screen there if you want to see it again. And kids, if you are at ECU, maybe send your parents a text message. Let them know that you're all right. Now, there are some Pitt County public schools that are on a modified lockdown, meaning the teachers are still teaching inside, but no one can come or go from the building. Those schools are C.M. Epps Middle, Elmhurst Elementary, Walcoats Elementary, and Sadie Salter Elementary. Now, I just talked to the public information officer for Pitt County Schools, and if you have a student at one of those schools, you cannot come pick them up. No one is allowed inside of those school buildings right now. So the students are safe inside, but no one is allowed inside of those buildings.
I'm doing quite fine. When I first got to campus around 10 o'clock and I saw the sight of the police cars, the flashing lights, the police officers running with their assault rifles, I was, you report on this, but you don't experience this until you see it. But as the hours progress, it was still calm on campus, but I'm doing quite fine getting to talk to students, trying to see the pulse of campus. They're pretty much taking it in stride. They were just, they're a little restless. They've been inside their buildings. They couldn't leave, for the past 2 or 3 hours. People seem to be fine now, and, there have been a lot of smiles, people, walking about, getting in their cars. I'm doing fine. Everyone else is doing fine, but we just wanted to know, to put a wrap on this before we can, just to know if somebody has been apprehended after all of this.
Of course, we just heard from News Channel 12's Adam Yosem, who is about to go into a briefing with police to get now the who, what, when, where, why, to find out, if we have this gunman, when this ended, for police, at what point were they able to pull back a little bit and say there was no threat to the campus, especially after 3 hours of pure panic.
Just to recap what occurred today, at approximately 9:50 a.m., Greenville Police received 2 independent calls stating that a person was walking casually down East 5th Street, armed with what was believed to be an assault rifle. As I said, 2 independent calls. Our traffic cameras were also utilized to kind of confirm this information. Through the course of the investigation, a reserve Pitt County deputy encountered and identified the subject in question that's on the video. The person was not a threat and was not carrying a weapon. Again, he was not a threat and was not carrying a weapon. Based on that information and the confirmation that there was no longer a threat, East Carolina University gave the all clear and the lockdown was lifted. Their officers went back to routine patrol, as well as the Greenville officers, the Pitt County Sheriff's deputies, and the Highway Patrol in their helicopter. The individual will not be charged with any crime. The individual did not commit a crime, but was in reality just walking down the street, and as I said, was not actually carrying anything that was a threat to any citizens of Greenville or the students of ECU.
No.
What was the object in possession?
The object that the person was carrying was an umbrella.
Golf umbrella?
It was I don't know if it was a golf umbrella, but it was a large umbrella.
Was this subject a student affiliated with the university, or is he just a citizen of Greenville?
At this point, I do not know his affiliation with East Carolina, but I do know he is a resident of Greenville. There's frustration in the fact that, as I said, we came against some obstacles. Yes, you know, well, actually, I'm glad that it was not a weapon. We don't want that here in Greenville. We want the citizens to know that Greenville is a safe place. East Carolina University is a safe place. But again, we had some real positives come out of this. This alert system went perfect. It went as we planned. We actually had a practice session or a training session a few months back with East Carolina University, joint efforts, and this went exactly as it was supposed to go. I don't know of any glitches, unless Chief TV Paul can tell us, that occurred. Every time I tried to move somewhere on campus towards the end of this, I couldn't go anywhere without getting questioned and having to show my ID, and I'm still wearing a bulletproof vest. So it was working fine. No one was moving on campus itself, and I think overall this operation, even though there was not a weapon, it went great. Yes, we spent man hours that could have been doing other things like patrolling the streets and the neighborhoods, but this operation could not have gone any better from a law enforcement standpoint.
And when you talked to him, what was his reaction when you told him he, pretty much was the reason that there was a lockdown, there was all this activity, because he was spotted with some sort of object around campus?
Well, I'm not going to comment as to what his reaction and all that was, because, it could have been any of us here, today who was mistaken for something.
And we answered a lot of the questions that we had earlier today. And again, the call came in at 10:11, a student walking, or a resident of Greenville walking, and what they thought was a weapon
was an umbrella.
Now, we had talked earlier about 2 people called in the situation.
Right.
Then they went back and they said they looked at the video. And by looking at that video, you can see where they could possibly think that it was a weapon.
There it is, right there in the
There's
upper part of your screen.
If you're
Make it
carrying an
bigger.
umbrella or have it on your backpack and you're at the wrong angle, again, this is not high-resolution video, and 2 people have called in, you can see where they would be concerned that this person was carrying a weapon. So then they go into the lockdown mode, and again, I know a lot of people there's going to be skeptics on this. There's going to be people say, how can you go on lockdown over a guy carrying an umbrella? But based on the facts and the information they received and this photo, now yeah, you can talk about the casual nature he was walking, you can talk about certain things, but when you look at that photo and had 2 people call in, you can understand where police would go into the mode of safety first.
Well, Brian, certainly a sigh of relief. It's cliche, but better safe than sorry. I heard you talking about people wondering, well, how could you go on lockdown over somebody that didn't even have a weapon? It was an umbrella, but you saw the video about 15 minutes ago that Greenville police played. If you didn't know what was going on, you heard the campus on lockdown, and you saw that person walking by, you could clearly imagine just the possibilities of what that person could have inside that bag. But the good news, once again, if you're just tuning in and you know that ECU is on lockdown, that lockdown has been cleared. The subject that you saw in the video was apprehended, and it turns out there was no weapon. It was an umbrella. Now, I did ask police when they talked to this subject, what was his reaction? Was he aware that all this activity was because of him, but they just did not want to go into what his reaction was. They said, it could be any of us. And surely you could imagine, if you have no idea, you're just walking around campus with an umbrella, it's an innocuous item, and all of a sudden you see all this police, and it turns out that's because of you. You could just certainly imagine, maybe you're frightened, you're relieved, just glad that the safety precautions have been taken into place. The good news is that lockdown that was issued around 9:50, 10 o'clock has been cleared. A subject has been apprehended. It turns out there was no weapon. He will not be charged with anything, but if it did turn out to be a rifle like we asked before, that person would be charged with going armed to the terror of the public. But once again, that was not a rifle. It was just an umbrella, and that press conference just ended about 5 minutes ago. Everything is A-OK. It's a beautiful sunny day in November here at ECU. Brian?
All right, Adam, thank you for that report. And as Sergeant Williams said, there's some frustration, but in the end, they're glad that this situation was not a weapon.